Hey everybody, it's day 14. It's walk talk time.
Cool pace 1.
Day 14. Wow, well, I have to be honest with you. It's been a little weird. I haven't been able to get out. Hey, that's just life. I haven't been able to get out and work out at all. My job has just been super, super busy. Family, super, super busy. Got my boys. Hold on 1 second. There you go. It's super, super busy just with work. It's my family, and we've had a whole bunch of rain, and this camera is not waterproof, so I have to be very careful about that. So I just haven't been able to get out. I've been really bummed about it, but we have a 1 hour interval that we're doing. 5 minutes of cool pace, 3 minutes of burn pace. We have 7 intervals of that. We do it for 1 hour. We get somewhere around 6,400 steps in on average. And right now, we've got 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on our initial cool pace. Then we'll get our first burn. I don't even know where I'm going today. I'm just walking around. Maybe I'll do my normal routine. We'll see. But it's good to get back out. I've needed to do this for a while. Let's get my other camera going real quick. There we go. Give that a second. Hopefully this does it. All right, there we go. Recording on 2 cameras. It's hotter today. I think we're at like 78 degrees today. So
That's halfway.
Right in the beginning of of February 2025. Right in the middle of that, So I'm a little bummed at my situation because I was doing really good, losing weight. I haven't weighed myself. I will tell you that my clothes still fit better, so I don't think I've gained the 8 pounds that I lost. But I had some real good momentum going. And that's just life, Hey, that just happens. Sometimes you're able to stick with it. Sometimes you're not. So hopefully, if you've been following me on this and I have motivated you in any way to get out and start walking and just get more fit, then hopefully you've been keeping up and you've been doing it. So, yeah, it's been a little over a week since I've done this last time. It's too bad I was feeling really good and really fit before. And then I had just my other stuff I had to do too. Above and beyond the job, my other job as a content creator. I've got a cooking channel that I do where I'm Mr. Flavorsmith, and I specialize in backyard cooking, specifically right now, like barbecue stuff, but everything usually comes back around to a barbecue. Even if I do like sous vide steaks, I finish it off usually on a barbecue to give a nice char. So I have a lot of content like that, and it's been fun, and that's my main thing, my main gig, you could say, that I do, and I've had to put more time into that. I'm trying to build that brand, build that channel, and that channel has some phenomenal momentum going on right now. I have people all around the world.
Up next, burn pace for 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Burn pace.
All right, let's pick it up. Full extension on your strides, heel toe, and just pick up that pace. You know, if you can do an extra 25 to 50% more in a pace increase, then do it. Needing to adjust this just a little bit, one way or the other. Might help out a little bit more. Tighten you up a little bit. I'm as tight as I can go. Very jumpy. Very jumpy right now. Why so jumpy? I wonder if I just take this off. You keep doing your thing. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best setting for this. Oh, very interesting. Got a minute and 10 seconds left on our burn pace. Just trying to keep it up. Maybe just to put more pressure on that. Let's switch you around real quick. Get a little POV. So we are in the afternoon today. Normally I like to do these things in the morning, but I had to work real early today, so wasn't able to do it on the morning session like I like, but that's okay.
Up next, cool pace 2 for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Cool pace 2.
All right, now you can just walk at a normal pace for 5 minutes, get your steps in. Anyway, so we're in the afternoon on a weekday. Had to work real early this morning, but I had some time. So I was like, might as well do it before I have to go pick up the boys. Fit it in where you can. I've come to a realization that I just really have to keep pumping out more content on my 3 channels, but not putting any more attention on necessarily any one of them than the other, with the exception of maybe a little more emphasis on my cooking channel, just because that's where everybody knows me at this point in time. In the beginning of 2025, I will be celebrating 1 year next month on March 11th with my Mr. Flavorsmith cooking channel on YouTube. It's done really good. Very proud of that. Editing my most recent video right now, which was smoked split pea soup. Tell you what, I made probably around 10 quarts of it. It came out amazing. I've always wanted to do a smoked split pea soup, so I did. I took a ham, 11-pound ham that was already smoked, spiral cut ham. I smoked it again for, I think I was at just under 4 hours, maybe 3 hours, 40 minutes, something like that. Man, that was so tasty. I diced it all up into little tiny cuts, little squares, stuck it in the whole mix of, I had like 4 onions, sweet onions, a bunch of baby carrots all cut up real small, and then 2.5 pounds of split peas.
That's halfway.
With some chicken. That's halfway on our cool pace. And then some chicken stock, some chicken broth, all in these pots. Stuck them in the Weber 22-inch kettle with a little conversion that I like to do. And I put pecan wood on over some briquettes and let it smoke for, I think we did 4 hours. And man, I tell you what, it was really good the first night. But the second day, it's amazing what happens with smoked foods specifically, but you're gonna get it with some acidic foods too. So like pastas and things like that have tomato in it, especially like spaghettis and things. What ends up happening is the oils from the smoke, right? There's an oil that quite often will leave a bitter taste. Well, that's kind of similar to how certain tomato products are as well. You know, there's like a little bit of acidity to it that ends up hurting a lot of people's stomachs and everything. Well, when it goes through the cooling process in a refrigerator, it goes through a chemical reaction, and the molecules, those little flavor molecules that might be diamond shaped, we'll say, with sharp edges, sharp points on them, in the cooling process, kind of the best way I can explain it is they smooth out and they become more rounder, right? And so they dulled out. So a lot of those peaks of the bitter flavor or the harshness of acidity dull out, and everything just blends together better, and all the flavors blend together better. And so that's the reason why a lot of times the next day soups they taste better, pastas taste better. Well, it's the same thing with barbecue smoked meat specifically. They just end up tasting better. Now the problem with smoked meats is a lot of times if you go to reheat them and you do it the wrong way.
Up next, burn paste for 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Burn pace.
All right, burn pace. Pick it up, heel toe. You're going to feel it in your hamstring. You're going to feel it in your calves. Full extension on your feet. Put your hips into it so you can get really long extensions. And we're going to do that for 3 minutes. But what ends up happening with barbecue food, once you reheat it, if you reheat it the wrong way, it really kills the proteins and it changes the way that they taste. And it kind of kills the flavor and alters the flavor into an undesirable flavor. That's what happens when you put it into a microwave. Quite often, it'll just change the way it tastes. Or you can overcook it by putting it in a pan. And when you overcook it, again, it changes the flavor. Now, there are some ways to get around this. You could put it in a pan with a lid on top, possibly a pot with a lid on top, but you have to elevate it, you have to suspend it or elevate it away from that heat source at the bottom of the pan. That way you're making kind of like a heated chamber, and it takes a long time for it to heat up this way, but it works. It does work. I've tested this out. Probably the most efficient way and best way to do it is to do a sous vide. And so you can put it in a vacuum sealer, pull it out of the refrigerator if it's not in a vacuum sealed bag, throw it in a vacuum sealer. You can even do it with a big Ziploc bag. Take all the air out of it, throw it in a sous vide system that will, measure the temperature of the water, and it'll hold that temperature of the water way better than a pot would by you heating the exterior of the pot. You know, it's very hard to keep a constant temperature, but a sous vide internally has a heating element submerged inside the water that efficiently and very accurately controls the temperature of the water within like a 1 or 2 degree variance. This is perfect. You can bring that temperature of the meat up to like 135 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you can hold it there for like a couple hours. So it might take an hour for you to heat up, and you can just do it in a pot, but it works really good. And you don't change the way the meat tastes. It comes out really, really good. We go a little different direction. And it comes out sometimes even better than the first
Cool pace
day.
3 for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Cool pace 3.
All right, that is our third interval of our cool pace for 5 minutes, regular strides if you want. If you don't, keep it picked up. It's really nice to have the sun out again. Back to doing these. I'm really interested what happens with this in a year from now, 3 years from now. Is anybody going to be watching it? Are there going to be any subscribers? Do you guys think I'm crazy? Do you enjoy the journey? You know, are you watching any of these? As it stands right now, I just hit 30 subscribers. I did something that I probably shouldn't have done to the channel that unfortunately I think messed up the algorithm, confused it, and my growth. I had really great growth in my first 2 videos, and lots of people commenting and with their support and everything and saying, hey, this is great, from all around the world. And then on my third video, I started sharing the video links to all my social media that I'm on personally and professionally. And a lot of people ended up clicking those links that weren't into fitness or wanting to learn or participate in walking, specifically interval walking for 1 hour, you know, trying to get in 10,000 steps a day, you know, and so it confused the algorithm. And when it confuses the algorithm, then it doesn't know how to push your content to other like-minded people that have the same interests. And so it kind of killed the channel right there in the beginning. Total bummer, but I'm hoping that I can get that back and get the momentum going again. So I stop sharing all my content from all my channels, and I'm just letting it completely grow organically. Halfway through our cool pace. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see if things pick back up. I hope they do. I hope in a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you know, I've got a lot of people joining in on this, and hopefully I'm live streaming it in the next few months, but it really depends on if I have enough interest, and because that device for me to live stream all this stuff, it's going to take a bunch. So I need to know that the monetary investment, besides what I've already put into everything, is worth it. But for right now, pre-recording them and putting them up, it works. I will say this, if you've been following along, I have, since day one, had a bunch of issues with blisters on my feet and just trying to find the right shoes, going and spending money and buying the wrong shoes and trying to figure out what's the best for, you know, a person doing interval walking, a little more aggressive walking than just regular walking. And especially a person, you know, my size too. I'm a big dude, so I put a lot of stress on the shoes, put a lot of stress on my feet. I was having blisters I had to tape up and everything. I will say these new Ultra Experience Flow shoes are amazing. I paired it up with some elastic laces and game changer. My feet feel so good now. Really, it's super, super awesome. So I'm very proud. I'm very happy with the results so far. It's making doing these, anytime you can make what you're trying to do a little more enjoyable, it's going to be easier for you to do, and you're just going to want to do it, which makes it easier to do, and you're just going to go do it. So if you're dealing with your clothing being weird or your shoes being weird, your socks,
up next,
make a
burn pace
change.
for 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Burn pace.
All right, let's pick it up. Heel toe, full length strides. Yeah, these are really good. I tell you what, I really wanted to get into a walking group with people, and the running center has something that they do, but it's usually in the middle of the week, which is just not practical for me. But eventually, I don't know, I just really think that if we could do a virtual walking group, that would be the best, because then all of you from everywhere, as long as we kept to the same thing and we did 1 hour interval walking, I kept control of where we were at in the intervals, what our time was, and if we could stream it live and we were doing it the same exact time every day, and if we could stream it live at that point, then it wouldn't matter if we were in a walking group or not, because we would be in a walking group, just a virtual walking group. I really like this idea. And for my main job, I host virtual legal proceedings, and hosting virtual legal proceedings, we can have hundreds of people on the proceeding. Quite often I have pushing 40, lots of attorneys. And these people are from all over the country. And so I just think it would be cool to do the same thing with this. And what you could do, even if you didn't want to be watching on your phone as you're doing it, you can just stick it in your fanny pack, your belly pack, your armband, your pocket, whatever it is you're using to hold your stuff while you're walking. Just have your earbuds on, and you could be listening, and then if someone had anything to say, they'd have to text it. But it'd still be pretty cool.
Up next, cool pace forward for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Cool pace 4.
Cool pace for 5 minutes. We're on the 4th interval of cool pace. All right. A lot of people during the day. A lot harder to move around the city. And you get the crazy looks. That's all right, though. keeping the pace up right now. I like this spot. It's a flat route, and so when I hit the flat spots, I really like to keep the pace up. We're going to do a little bit of off-roading today. We are 25 minutes into our 1 hour walk talk time session. We've got 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on our current cool pace before we hit our burn pace. It's going to be interesting to see how hard this is to do during the day when it hits 100 degrees out or gets even close. It's not going to be enjoyable and probably not something that should be done. So I am going to have to stick it to just being early in the mornings, because late in the afternoon is not an option with the family. But we're in Southern California winter, 78 degrees, so it's pretty perfect. Had a great Valentine holiday. My youngest son, Harrison.
That's halfway.
Sorry, not my youngest, my oldest son, Harrison. He's got a girlfriend. 8 years old, has a girlfriend. A lot like his dad. And went to his little dance. They're writing love letters to each other. Gave her a flower yesterday. Seems like spring's around the corner. Love is in the air. But now, getting ready for our Irish holiday. St. Patrick's, the leprechaun, is going to be visiting us every night, I think, through the month of March. And our boys are going to be aggressively trying to trap him. Harrison's already fully into the middle of February, and he's fully engaged in making traps in hopes to trap a leprechaun that's not there yet. But they'll be here in March. And if the trap is good and he catches the leprechaun, well, then obviously he's going to get his 3 wishes, which I would imagine the pot of gold is one of them. But hey, you never know. And but if the trap is a good trap, and the leprechaun feels that it was a worthy trap, then he will leave, as he always does, some goldie, which are some gold coins that are actually chocolate inside. Or if the boys leave him something green or gold as like a, hey, this is for you, then he'll leave them the gold chocolates. And then when we wake up, St. Patrick's Day morning.
Next, burn pace for 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Burn pace.
All right, let's pick up the burn pace. Full extension, heel toe, increase your pace. We got this for 3 minutes. And wake up St. Patrick's Day morning, and normally he raises a little havoc. That little leprechaun does something funny, and then usually leaves the boys a little leather bag full of gold coins. So we'll see if he does it again this year. The boys are very excited about it, so we will see. Pretty sure he will. All right, turn around for a second. Some trees are starting to get their leaves again, while others still have not. It's very interesting how that works out. I actually feel like these trees never lost their leaves. So far, I don't feel like we've hit anything crazy hard because I feel pretty good. But I guess we'll be going uphill pretty soon here. How you doing? Clear sky, super sunny, getting that vitamin D in. Feels good to be in the sun, out of my dungeon. I will also say this, even though I haven't done one
Up
of
next,
these.
cool pace 5 for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Cool pace 5.
All right, so what I was saying is, even though I haven't done one of these in 7 days, just playing with my boys, running around with them, has been a lot easier. So I'm getting, my cardiovascular is better. My stamina is better because of that, just in everything, you know. It's a cool byproduct of it all. I guess that's really what our goal is. My legs are incredibly strong compared to where they were, 14 days of this ago. So that's great. Summertime's coming up. It's very close here in Southern California. So, time to really shed some weight. That is the goal. We'll see. All right. They're building a huge church over here. Churches have so much money. It's amazing. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have started a church instead of a YouTube channel. I guess when it's small, they call them a cult. I like to refer to it as my tribe of people, other like-minded people, getting together, talking and enjoying the same things. I tell you what I'd really like to do with this channel specifically.
That's halfway.
I'd like to take you guys to some beautiful places. I'd like to have probably another 2 cameras on me. One behind me, one in front, just recording front view the entire time. Would even be cool to have a camera off the side. I don't know. I have to figure it out. Cameras are getting smaller. That's for sure. But I'd love to take you guys to beautiful places. It'd be great to hop into a Sprinter van, conversion van that's set up for 2 beds, one on top of the other one for my beautiful wife and I, and then the one below for the boys. It'd be cool to have a little porta potty in there and a shower. That would be awesome. That's all you really need. Have a little storage space under the lower bed. That way I can put a couple real basic cooking things, chairs, so we can do some cooking adventures as well with Mr. Flavorsmith. I told my son I've always wanted to do that. That would be cool. So 2 channels for that. And then I can also use that van as my place that I do my little subs journey, talking about how to be a content creator. I could do it in that van. I like this idea. It would be cool. Let's just be full content creator. 3 different channels. Hopefully you guys like me enough. That's what I would really enjoy. Here we go. I'm gonna spin you around.
Burn pace for 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Burn pace.
All right, we're off road now. I'm gonna try and pick up my pace a little bit. I'm trying to keep this camera as stable as I can for you guys. Starting to get a good sweat going now. This isn't anything crazy, but it is uphill a little bit. Last time we were here, it was super foggy. I couldn't see where I was at. Rain really carved out this little gorge deeper. Learned my lesson last time in a daytime on our trek walking session. Need to have a sweat rag with me during the day. Coming up to 10 seconds left on our burn pace. So there's 10.
Up next, Cool pace 6 for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Cool pace 6.
40 minutes has elapsed in our 1 hour session today. 20 minutes left to go. 2/3 the way through. Ooh, it's gonna be fun. I have to cross through water today. Wasn't expecting that. Oh, maybe I'm gonna luck out. Mourning dove everywhere. There you go. This is also the time when rattlesnakes like to come out. How you guys doing? Just stepped in some oil. Awesome.
That's halfway.
Halfway through our 5-minute cool pace. Let's figure this out. This arm is not doing what I'd like it to do. That's better.
Up next, Burn pace for 3 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Burn pace.
All right, let's pick it up. Heel toe, full extensions. This arm is making a lot of noise too. Maybe this isn't the best thing to have. Let's see, I've taken this off. I'm having a good time with this bad boy. Bug in my mouth. It's kind of a bummer I didn't have that on camera. It's been a steady.
Up next, cool pace 7 for 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1. Cool pace 7.
It's been a steady incline since we first hit that dirt area. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left on this cool pace. We just started. Sorry, folks, I have a lot of testing going on right now. Get that thread started. Oh, that's better. Okay, maybe that's the trick. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna have to get a different colored bladder bag. not black. The water's hot. You know, that's the thing with anything you do. You think you're doing the right thing, and until you get out there and you start doing that thing, you really don't know what you really need. So, I mean, to be fair, it's worked fine at night. But during the day, that black likes to pick up that heat. Really heated that water ball up.
That's halfway.
Halfway on our cool pace. So, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left now on cool pace. We're at interval 7 out of 7. So I think we have one more burn session left. I could be wrong. We might be done. We are done. Well, we will be. 50 minutes has elapsed. And we're still a good solid 8 minutes away. We did a different routine today. Went a different route. Similar, but just in a different... just at different times. Same routes, just different combination of multiple routes. I feel like we'll hit 6,500 steps today on this. And I tell you what, I have noticed is if I do these consecutive day after day, and I do, 15 to 20,000 steps in a day, accumulative just throughout my day, my feet do hurt. And I feel it when I wake up in the middle of the night to get out of bed to go to the bathroom. That's when I feel it. I'm like, oh. And it's not any acute pain, it's just achy. So you might have to take some time off, maybe do it every other day until you build up toughness. Maybe don't push it as hard, that might be something. Maybe you only really need 10 to 12,000 steps. Maybe you don't need to push it that hard. And at that point, I could easily do 10 to 12,000 steps in a day, accumulative throughout my day, doing one of these and living my normal life. And then at that point, I probably wouldn't have the feet achy in the middle of the night.
60-minute interval walking session 3, 2, 1. Your timer is complete.
All right. So we've got an additional 7 minutes right now. Hey, Siri. We'll just do this.
Cool pace 1.
This will give us 5 minutes. How was that Super Bowl? Pretty awesome, huh? Way to go, Eagles. I went to 2 of my friends' Super Bowl parties. They happened to be one across the street from one another. And my beautiful wife came up with the idea of making this appetizer. Every party I go to, Mr. Flavorsmith tries to make a yummy barbecued type appetizer dish, something like that I can share with everybody there. I think I've done it 3 times now, 3 different parties, 4 times. And each time, I'm happy to say it's been a big success. Nothing's ever left. Everything's always eaten. And there's usually a lot of people bringing food. And there's a ton of food left over, but not my stuff. So, uphill incline right now. I'll show you. This is the last incline. And we hit the summit. It's smooth walking the rest of the way. Anyway, I really do enjoy, I say, for cooking, having people really genuinely appreciate and like, you know, the food I do. You know, I put a lot of effort, a lot of passion, a lot of love into my food, and I only make it, you know, if I want to do it, and if it's something that I feel I'd like. Who doesn't like barbecue? So anyway, it was full dill pickle spears with, I'll flip you back around real quick.
That's halfway.
So full, like a 6-inch dill pickle spear with like a 4-5-inch cut of cheese, cheddar cheese, wrapped all the way up with bacon, smothered in a really good barbecue rub, you know, dry seasoning barbecue rub, cooked on the barbecue until the bacon is just not quite crisp, some crisp in some areas, and then take them off the barbecue, smother them in a sweet, sticky barbecue sauce, fully covering the top of it, stick them in the oven at, I think it was like 350 for like, I think it was like 30 minutes. And what that did is that bonded that barbecue sauce to all that bacon. And man, were they good. I saw people going back for multiple helpings. And I think I probably made like 40 of them, something like that. And there was, I don't know, there's a bunch of people between the two houses. But it was really cool. And I love it when people come up and say, hey man, those were really good. That's why I do it, you know. I'm not sure what the next one's gonna be, but I tell you what, I'm just wrapping up a video on some smoked split pea soup. Oh my God, so tasty. So it is truly an addictive flavor. When I was a young boy, I've always made soups, I've always barbecued, I've always smoked meats, I've always done this. When I was a young boy, it was like probably my second or third time making split pea soup. I can say young boy.
Up next, burn pace for 3 minutes. 3.
All right, we're officially done. I believe we have 1 more minute left. So we're right at 59, 60 minutes. So you can end it right now or stick with me a few more minutes. We're literally probably 6 minutes away, and I'll run through all the stats we did today. Anyway, back to the cooking. So I didn't have any ham to put in the split pea soup. So I was a young man, not a young boy, young man. And this was like my third time doing it. I always used ham before, cut it up into little tiny cubes, you know, little 1/4-inch cubes, something like that. This time I didn't have any, but what I did have was a brand new full bag of beef jerky, hickory flavor, something like that. I took it and I put it in our blender for just like a minute, each little piece. It just broke it up, right? Didn't do anything crazy, didn't give a powder or anything like that. And because the jerky was a little moist still. But it broke it up so much to when I put that bag in that split pea soup and it cooked, it released all that hickory smoke flavor into the soup. It worked pretty good, you know, and it's kind of neat because when you have a dry piece of meat and you cook it in a soup for an hour, a couple hours, whatever it is, it softens it up just a little bit, but it's still got texture to it. So it doesn't make it all mushy or anything. And I got to tell you, that worked out really, really good. And what it did do, though, is it engaged a little thing in what I call my flavor memory, that just that one time of doing it, it created an addictive flavor for me. Meaning, I have searched for that same flavor in split pea soup ever since. So what I've conventionally been doing throughout my adult life is I use a smoked ham, I cut it up, I put it in there, and then I end up adding liquid smoke to it. And that got me really, really close. But still, it's never been enough. And the liquid smoke kind of wears off pretty quick. And I think it might be, I don't know if they're using water to adhere the smoke molecules to that liquid, if it's water, or if there's some other solution that's in it or something that dissolves when you burn. But whatever it is, it gets pretty close. But since I was a kid, I've always wanted to do a true smoked split pea soup. So I did that, and I did it with pecan wood, 2 6-quart containers, which is about 5 quarts of, product in it, between liquid and the solids and all that. I had 2 of them in this 22-inch Weber kettle. I do kind of a little special conversion. It gives me more space. And I smoked it for 4 hours, turning it, mixing it every 30 minutes. That way the surface area that the smoke molecules adhere to, I would turn it and that flavor would get all throughout it. And so turning it over every 30 minutes for 4 hours, oh, man, that was so good. I got this idea originally from a previous video I had done a few months back, I think maybe 3 months back, where I did a smoked chili the same way. And man, that was the best tasting chili I've ever had. The only thing, it was a little spicy. It was a Texas chili, and I put a little too much spice in it. But if it didn't have that intense spice to where it was hot like it was, it'd make that chili like the best chili ever, like competition grade chili. So I tell you what, I'm gonna work on that again. I smoked 2 chuck roasts, otherwise known as poor man's brisket, all day to give the meat needed that went in it. I think I might have added, did I add any other meat? Maybe I added some hamburger too, but I don't think so. I think my foot camera just shut off. It sure did. It only makes it about an hour. I need to get a new camera for that. But you guys are still recording. Anyway, super great way. If you're interested in making in barbecue, smoking meats, chili soups, sous vide, chicken, all sorts of different things, go over to Mr. Flavorsmith, all one word, no period. Mr. Flavorsmith is my YouTube channel. Go subscribe to that. I've got lots of content coming on there. You can also follow me on Facebook at Mr. Flavorsmith. I'm like a goldsmith or a blacksmith, but I'm a flavorsmith. And I flavor stack things. So I'll brine, I'll marinate, I'll inject, I'll rub, I'll smoke, I'll glaze, and I'll do that all on the same piece of meat. So I'm a big fan on flavor and complementing flavors and everything. And eventually I think I'm probably going to get into pairing these different dishes, barbecue specifically, with different adult beverages, maybe, maybe some different wines and different beers. That's always been a thing of mine. I used to be known as Beer Creature on a previous venture I did, going around doing reviews on breweries and beers and all that. Anyway, guys, we're back right now at the homestead. And let's see where we are at. Let's get into some of our apps real quick. All right. Can you see that? Look at that. Look at that. That's pretty awesome, right? So, oh, hold on. Let me show it to you this way. Wanted me to rate it. Our steps app says 6,976 steps. Awesome. I think that might be the most we've done in a while. We went 3.4 miles, and it's saying we burned 617 calories. Cool. All right. Now, with that being said, I'm also wanting to check out and see what my rings are like, and this takes a second. So on my watch, our step count for today, accumulative, is 13,479 steps. So, I mean, I didn't do that with you guys. I did with you 3.45 miles today. We worked out for an hour and 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Yeah, 3.45 miles. We burned 617 calories, and average pace, I believe, says 19 foot 1 inch /MI. I still don't know what that is. I got to figure that out for you guys. But hey, that was a good session today. Really good session. I really am pleased with our step count that we got in today. Super, super pleased with that. That came out real good. Yeah, 6,976 steps. Good job, guys. So as always, if you got any value out of this video at all today, please do me a huge favor. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to do a lot more together, and I just want you along with me for this journey, this weight loss fitness journey. I want you to see the transformation that happens. I'm already seeing it in my clothes, which is awesome. I know I'm down probably close to 9 pounds. It's been great. I'm loving it. So thank you for caring enough. And also, hey, if you haven't already, go smash that 10,000 steps today. You can do it. Till next time. Day 15 coming up.